Welcome to the Florida FAFSA Challenge Site Coordinator Virtual Training. FCAN would like to thank Cornerstone funder Helios Education Foundation and sponsor Wells Fargo for their generous support of the College Ready Florida initiatives. In this training, we will discuss FCAN's Florida FAFSA Challenge, what it is, challenge categories, being recognized, and making the most of the FAFSA Challenge with FCAN and partner resources. Let's get started. In 2019, 58% of Florida's high school seniors were eligible for Pell Grants, making Florida rank 5th in the nation for Pell eligible students. But Florida ranked 32nd in the nation in FAFSA completion. Every year, Florida students leave behind over $100 million in Pell Grants because they didn't file the FAFSA. The Florida FAFSA Challenge was started to help more schools increase FAFSA completion among their students. Today, it is a friendly competition to encourage schools and districts to provide FAFSA support to students. The goal of the FAFSA Challenge is to increase the proportion of high school seniors that complete the FAFSA. During the challenge, schools and districts aim to increase their FAFSA completion rates by 5 percentage points higher than last year, or a goal that fits your school or district. There are recognition opportunities for schools and districts that are making significant strides in FAFSA completion. The 3 recognition categories of the FAFSA Challenge are MVP, which are schools and districts with the highest overall rates of FAFSA completion, Most Improved, which are schools and districts that have the highest increase in FAFSA completion over the previous year, and FAFSA Champions, which are all schools and districts that achieve 5% or more increase in FAFSA completion by the end of the challenge. Schools and districts are grouped based on the number of 12th graders, and this is based on enrollment numbers received from the Florida Department of Education in October. This number of 12th graders will be reported on the full FAFSA dashboard when it gets published in January. You will also see if your school is categorized as a small, medium, or large school, and if your district is categorized as a small or large district. You will also be able to compare your school and district to others in the same category, which I will go over in a moment. At the end of the challenge, the highest performing schools and districts will receive very special recognition from FCAN. The school with the highest overall rates of FAFSA completion in each of the small, medium, and large school categories and small and large district categories will receive a trophy. The same goes for the schools and districts with the highest increase in FAFSA completion over the previous year. Each winner of the small, medium, and large school categories and small and large district categories will receive a trophy. Representatives of these schools and districts are usually offered complimentary registration to the annual FCAN Summit in the spring, where they are presented with their trophies. Due to COVID-19, we were unable to host the FCAN Summit this past spring, so trophies were mailed to the winners, and they were highly encouraged to take photos of their trophies proudly being displayed. Each school and district that meets the goal of increasing their FAFSA completion rate by 5 percentage points over last year's completion rate will receive a certificate recognizing them as a FAFSA champion. This is signed by the FCAN Executive Director, along with a letter congratulating them on their great efforts during the FAFSA Challenge. This year, we also created social media badges for schools and districts to display and share this accomplishment virtually. Another opportunity for recognition is the FCAN Innovator Awards. These are awarded to leaders who are utilizing innovative strategies and creative ways to increase the effectiveness of any of FCAN's College Ready Florida initiatives and/or to strengthen workforce education in their community and beyond. Through the FCAN Innovator Awards, FCAN is looking for great examples of those making impactful contributions to support students' dreams of achieving an education beyond high school and a rewarding career. This slide shows the important dates of the Florida FAFSA Challenge. The season runs from October, when the new FAFSA becomes available, through the last Friday in March. the March end date is to encourage early completion of the FAFSA and meet any early priority deadlines. As some financial aid is awarded on a first-come, first-served basis, we want students to be encouraged to complete the FAFSA as close to October 1st as possible. There are several resources to support you in making the most of your progress in the Florida FAFSA Challenge. We have the First Look FAFSA Completion Dashboard. You can think of this as the fall dashboard. This dashboard only lists schools and their FAFSA completion numbers since the application opened on October 1st. When looking at this dashboard, you will not see your progress toward your FAFSA completion goal or what category your school and district fall under pertaining to the overall FAFSA challenge. You will only see how many FAFSAs have been completed. This dashboard also compares these FAFSA completion numbers to last year's completion numbers at the same point. So you can see if you are ahead of where you were at the same point last year. This is the full FAFSA Challenge dashboard, which is typically published in January and updated weekly, so you can keep track of your progress. You can think of this as the spring dashboard. This dashboard has 9 different filters for you to compare your school and district to others that are similar to yours. This dashboard also calculates your FAFSA completion goal for you, as you can see with the little black lines on the bar graph. Once you find your school in the dashboard, you can click on the green bar next to it, which will take you to the school detail view. On this detailed page, you will see your school or district's data for this current FAFSA cycle and compared to last year's. Features on this page include the total estimated amount of Pell Grants earned by FAFSA completers at your school or in the district. 2 features I will also highlight are the number of FAFSAs submitted and FAFSAs completed. There may be instances where you see fewer numbers of FAFSAs completed than FAFSAs submitted. This is because completed FAFSAs are those that are submitted with no errors. This is an opportunity to work with the Florida Department of Education, so your school can access student-level data that allows you to track whether students have completed a FAFSA, not started a FAFSA, or were flagged for an error. There is also a separate training on utilizing this dashboard using the different filters mentioned on the previous slide. We encourage all school districts to complete a data sharing agreement with the Florida Department of Education so that your school can gain access to student-level FAFSA completion information. The contact at Florida Department of Education for this process is Pedro Hernandez, and his contact information can be found on this slide. 31 Florida school districts currently have this access, which gives counselors the ability to provide one-on-one support for students in completing their FAFSA. This is particularly important in some schools where there are high portions of students who start a FAFSA but don't complete one. That way, counselors will know who needs extra support. In assisting students and families to complete the FAFSA, these are the top mistakes made on the FAFSA to keep an eye out for, and some reasons why students' FAFSAs may be considered not complete. Missing signatures, incomplete income and asset information, missing parent social security number, incorrect last name or missing date of birth, missing marital status or number of family members. As you can see, some of these common mistakes are easy to avoid, and FCAN has a resource that details how to help students avoid these common mistakes. For those with a competitive spirit, FCAN publishes and updates a leaderboard with the top 5 performing schools and districts in each category of MVP and Most Improved, beginning in January when the full FAFSA Challenge dashboard is published to March, which is when the challenge ends. Don't forget to incorporate these individuals and aspects into your event if you can. Invite elected officials and the media if this is allowed. This shares a positive story of your school that elected officials can align with, helps leaders understand the hurdles and challenges students face, helps build a college-going culture in your community, and helps potentially garner more community support. Take pictures. You can use them to promote the event the following year, help volunteers visualize their roles, use them to seek donations, such as food or items for raffles. You can use them in district media coverage and to promote your event on social media if this is allowed. And finally, you can use them to help parents learn more about supports available for their students. FCAN is here to help with the many resources we provide and partner resources we promote. You can find and register for the College Ready Florida initiatives on the FCAN website at floridacollegeaccess.org/initiatives. We encourage you to register for the FAFSA Challenge to access all of the free resources we offer, including our new FAFSA Finish stickers. We are constantly adding more resources to these pages for you, so if you see a need for a student or parent handout, let us know. Registering with FCAN gets you the latest updates on tools and resources, free stuff, helps you get connected with potential grants where available. It helps FCAN track college access programs throughout the state and get recognition for your school. And it helps FCAN demonstrate the value of the initiatives to funders, which in turn means more free stuff for you. If you register to participate in any of the initiatives, we also send weekly tips and strategies to keep the momentum going through the College Ready Florida Coordinator mailing list. We will also keep you up to date on new resources we create and other great resources we find that can help you. This is a summary of the FAFSA Challenge resources that FCAN provides. We have the FAFSA Challenge Toolkit. We have handouts on the top FAFSA mistakes students make and on FAFSA verification. We have a past webinar, FAFSA is not enough, going into more detail on FAFSA verification. And we have a new handout, the top 5 reasons to complete a FAFSA, which I will go over in a moment. FCAN provides supports and resources to help you plan and implement each of the College Ready Florida initiatives at your school. Site coordinator guides are available for each initiative and include timelines and checklists for planning your events and suggested activities and templates. Student and parent resources are available in both English and Spanish and a select few in Haitian Creole. Promotional guides for media outreach, social media strategy, and community engagement. And we also have technical assistance for outreach to businesses, such as letters and transcripts and volunteer recruitment training materials. All coordinator guides and other resources are available on the FCAN website. Stickers must be requested through registration. Here are a few new resources we've created this year. There's a lot of misunderstanding about financial aid. Utilizing financial aid is the norm in paying for college. Over 80% of Florida college students use some combination of federal, state, and college-based aid, and the way to access this money is by completing a FAFSA. We've created a one-pager you can share with students and families to help them understand the importance of completing the FAFSA. We've also created a short digital animation video that you can share on social media. Just follow FCAN on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn and share with your families. Paying for college is always a concern for families, and FCAN has created this handout to address the main umbrellas of funding a student's college dreams and what falls under those umbrellas. This can also be a way to help students map out which sources of funding to pursue. Another way to utilize this handout is for early awareness. Share this with underclassmen and their families to start preparing early for how they will pay for college. To reduce confusion, it's helpful to share with students and their families that there are 3 main sources of funding for college. The first, family funds, such as savings and earnings from work. The second, financial aid, from federal, state, and school-based sources. And thirdly, gap funding. Often these are scholarships from sources outside of the school. Scholarships can be found at all levels, including through the school that the student plans to attend, through employers, through the state via the Florida Financial Aid application, and through national sources like the Ron Brown Scholar Program that just increased the number of scholarships they offer. But one of the best sources outside of the college or career technical school a student plans to attend is the student's local community. Communities are invested in supporting their local students and seeing them succeed. FCAN has started a compilation on our website with links to community and education foundations and scholarship portals from across the state. If you know of others that we don't have listed, please send them to us. Lastly, to help students keep track of everything, one of our partners, Champions for Learning in Collier County, has graciously shared this resource with us that their local students use to keep track of their college applications and organize scholarships that they have or intend to apply for, as well as any criteria and materials they need for those applications and the status of their applications. This is available for download on the Apply Yourself Florida webpage. In conclusion, we invite you to register your school today to participate at floridacollegeaccess.org/initiatives. Again, FCAN would like to thank Cornerstone funder Helios Education Foundation and sponsor Wells Fargo for their generous support of the College Ready Florida initiatives. If you have any questions, you can contact me, Laverne Hanfield, by email at lhanfield, LHANDFIELD, at floridacollegeaccess.org, or by phone at 813-974-8712. You can read FCAN's latest policy briefs, view recent webinars, and sign up for email updates on our website at floridacollegeaccess.org. Don't forget to follow us on social media at FL College Access on Twitter and Instagram, and Florida College Access Network on Facebook and LinkedIn. Thank you for being part of the movement to ensure that today's students are prepared for tomorrow's jobs.